Thank you so much for still staying with us. And of course, we're moving straight to our first discussion segment of the program this morning. And now we're looking at Inec on primaries ahead of a polls. All right, let's look at what the papers are saying in terms of this development. The Independent National Electoral Commission has expressed fears over the possibility of crisis affecting party primaries ahead of the governorship elections in Edo and Ondo State scheduled for September the 19th and October 10, 2020, respectively. And of course, the commission called on security agencies to act proactively to contain the threat while advocating a review of the security architecture in the light of the coronavirus pandemic. It urged them to conduct for security personnel on election duty. Okay, come up with clear guidelines as well as supplementary code of conduct for security personnel on election duty. All right, this apprehension actually being brought up by Inec is something that is very interesting. But we have with us this morning to look at all of this development. Ige Taiwo, he's the director of mobilization APC, or that's All Progressives Congress here, or your state. It's great to have you on this platform.
Good morning, viewers.
Good morning. Good morning. Like on Friday, we had the PDP version, so obviously we have the APC version this morning. But let me start off this way. This drama we've been seeing within the APC in terms of direct or indirect primary appears to be going out of hand. It appears to be like a selfish agenda from people watching from the outside. When you have a faction loyal to Shomole, for instance, putting a nod and like, yes, we must do this thing by direct primaries, and you have those on the side of Godwin Obaseki, the sitting governor of the state presently, saying that no, we want to go by the way of indirect primaries. And this is not like an opposition to a ruling party. This is within the same political structure. What is the lesson? What is the message APC is trying to pass across? That you're disorganized as a party, you don't have rules, you don't have guidelines. People just come up with something and it becomes an issue within the front burner itself. What is it? What's the message that APC is trying to pass across here?
Once again, let me just say good morning to my viewers at home. Now, the APC, the lesson that I can see there is it's all about political game. And it's normal in the political setting. At
whose detriment when this happens? At whose detriment?
And it's not to any, it's natural. It's a natural phenomenon in the political setting. Now, APC at the national level must learn from their past mistakes. What am I talking about? I'm talking, if you remember what happened at Zamfara.
And Bauchi State and Rivers State as well.
A lot. So they just have to strictly adhere to that constitution. The constitution is very clear about the mode of the primary. Who are to organize the primary. And the constitution is saying that it is the national working committee, most especially the national chairman and the secretary, will come up with the mode, the time, the venue of primary.
And so you are saying indirectly.
So what I'm saying is,
you are saying, because I want to pick you up on the issue of the NWC and NEC here. Okay, please go ahead.
Let me just. Now I'm only saying that, but the constitution also allow indirect primary. We have direct primary, we have indirect primary, and we have consensus. It all depends on the one that the party decides to go with.
Who makes this decision? Now there is an issue between the NEC and of course NWC. The State Executive Council is saying, as a matter of fact, we should decide, we should say this is the mode it should take, and not the NWC deciding in Abuja, the national office actually deciding what will happen within the state. What is the clash of interest between the NWC and NEC here?
Well, the clarification there is very simple. The authority of the national supersedes the one of the state.
And it's written clearly in your constitution.
But if you read down, stay down, it will be where the national give them that authority again to do that. It is the national body that will tell the state who control the constitution. It is from the local to state to the national. So we take instruction from the national to the state and then to the local government, even to the world. So state cannot just come up with any decision.
So you are saying indirectly that there is a misinterpretation of your constitution.
There is no
Obaseki loyal group, because they are saying they've gone to court. They've gone to court to say the NWC does not have that right.
There is no way. There is no way the SEC will win that, because they will refer them. What is the decision of the National Working Committee? No, it's only trying to tell us that there is hierarchy also in what we are doing.
Is there no manipulation going on? When I ask a question, what is Issa Oniru saying? What is Issa Oniru saying? Because there are some other stalwarts of the party that have said that there is no register of people within the political party, that the last time they did a rigorous register was in 2017 and it's not been updated. And now you're going for direct primary. According to some of these party stalwarts, APC, your members are saying that there is no accurate data system to do a direct primary. And now you have Issa Onilu saying that yes, we have 21 days to actually notify Inec about what we're going to be doing, either direct or indirect primary. And of course that they are stamping their feet with all the irregularities on direct primaries. Is this not manipulative?
There is nothing like that. Up to this moment, for instance, if I go back to my own local government now, and they ask me, we want to have a primary election, we want to organize primary election tomorrow, I should be able to know people that are members of my party, even within 2 days.
How will that happen?
Because we know ourselves.
As big as the APC
yes, we are in Edo State today. If they ask any ward chairman, we even have Sona chairman within the ward. So if they ask them, that is not an excuse. If they ask them today, bring out your people, we want to go for direct primary, and we know ourselves. If you are not a member, you cannot come and join us.
How are you sure about that?
We are very sure, because it will not be allowed. Okay. And it's just let me just tell you something. If you are competent, I'm from Ibadan Southeast local government now, in Ward 8, Odinjo. Southeast local government, Ward 8, Odinjo. If they ask me now, Ige John Taiwo, we want you to contest with PDP, another person within the party want to select you for a thing, can you face them? So far, I know myself. So far, I know that I am within my people. So you are. This is actually a message for Obaseki. Yes. If it's popular, I should go for the primary. If there is no any other thing, okay. If you are solid, if you know you are good, if you know you can really do it well, and people really loves you, then why do you now think you should worry yourself? Then you should remember also a particular system brought him in. Is it a corrupt system now? It's not. No. Because it appears to be a godfatherism. That's what people are thinking. No, what I'm saying is this. Okay. If he didn't complain that time, so why is he complaining? He cannot complain now. Because things keep on changing. A particular system may be applicable today. They may ask you, no, we are going to use this. If you are solid, 4 years is enough for him to prove his worth. 4 years is enough for him to really come out in flying color for any primary without stress. If Oshomala is to okay, let me wake you up, okay, you are going for primary, he should be able to stand and beat his chest. But if he knows he cannot, then that's what do we make out of the part tussle between Oshomole and Obaseki here? Because APC appears to be, when your party came on board, he said he has a change mantra.
along the line we did not understand what that change mantra means, because it appears that what the other parties that APC has criticized were doing is what APC is doing now. And of course, when you look at this lingering battle between these two men, a number of questions have been raised as to, is this about the growth of the party, or because you want to prove, you want to actually laud yourself to say, I'm in charge here? What message, what is the thing that is making this battle linger for too long between Oshomole and, of course, Godwin Obaseki? He's already saying he doesn't want Oshomole to be part of the primaries at all. He should be shut out. And his men has also gone to court to say they are challenging the direct primaries. What is this lingering battle all about?
Well, you want to drive me to their personal. I don't want to go.
It's not personal. This is politics. This is APC politics.
I know.
Why is it lingering for too long? Why are you not talking about it? Why are you not settling it?
Now, let us just let me try to explain this way.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to be a bit careful. Well, if Oshiomhole or Obaseki, if they have a misunderstanding, that is their personal matter.
Not politically,
well,
not affecting the
let
party.
me finish.
Okay, please.
It's personal. I will say it's personal to them. But for the interest of our party, all rules, the constitution guiding the party must be adhered to. Whether Oshiomhole is in conflict with Obaseki is in problem with Oshiomhole, that one aside. But where it affects the party is what you are trying to bring out. That what lesson? The only lesson there is very simple. The only lesson there is that at any point in time, as a person, as a human being, just take it that for any time you are liable, you are responsible, you are accountable to your people of the assignment given to you, whether you are national chairman, whether you are governor. So it all depends on where the pendulum swings.
Is APC organized? Is he an organized party?
Why not?
What are the instances that will make us believe that, with what we've been saying so far?
One, look at the issue of this Obaseki Oshiomhole we're talking about. If the party is not organized, they will not sit, they will not meet, they will not inform the Inec that the mode of primary is direct and nobody can change it. They will have influence. Some people might have influenced it, but that is the constitution of the party. When the issue of Bayelsa came up, they just have to agree and accept the situation on ground, and they continue with it. When Sanfara came on board, when they dissolved when they sent away the governor, the senators, House of Rep, House of Assembly, all the elected members in Sanfara State, APC just believe.
You know why I ask this question? Do you know there are some people that are supposed to be sitting as lawmakers in Edo State, but they are not. They are APC members loyal to Oshiomole's faction, and of course these are people that should be representing their constituency. They are they are on the run. Now if you look at the process in which APC is running Edo State, that's why I ask you, how organized is the APC? This has lingered, it's been there, nobody is talking about it. They've gone to court. No, even within the party structure, nobody is saying this is wrong, apart from some few members who were affected by this development. They have been the one talking. You know, why is it that APC claims to be organized when we have instances like this going on?
Now, I know you are going to say something, and that's why I put it before you. And I say that anybody being put in position of authority for one day should remember that you are going to be accountable. People should see whether you are reliable or you are capable, and you are going to give feedback. That is part of it. Now, for 14 members of our assembly that are still, like, I can see them as floating, Obaseki was the one that took the oath of office. He's in charge. He can do, and he can also do otherwise.
No party discipline.
Now, that is what we are talking about, that the payback time, by the time you are giving reports, people will be able to see in between. They'll be able to tell you, this is the position of this is whom you are. There is no way the national body, they might have called him secretly, some people might have called him, and he refused to swear in those 14. He now appointed some people now to settle the rift. Are you aware of that? To settle the issue on ground concerning all these honorary members.
While the case is in court.
No, too late. So it's not that the party is not organized, but they have given him that mandate as a governor. He swore the oath, and then when if he's going astray, they will call him. Don't do that. But if you refuse, well.
But what are the disciplinary measures of the APC? Do you have a discipline strategy? Like, for instance, if you have an erring member, what are some of the measures that you take to actually call that person to order? Because it took so long for the APC to even come up with an idea of how to solve the problem of Oshomole and Obaseki. We saw instances where Obaseki even had to ban the governor from coming to the state. That's the national chairman of the party now, Oshomole. You know, if you look at all of these instances put together, and now the governor has a gazette actually banning the gathering. Many gatherings of people in order to stop the direct primary here. You know, why
only in a location?
Exactly. So when you look at all of these instances put together, what are some of the discipline measures or disciplinary measures that you put in place?
In accordance to our constitution, it is something that is not easy. You know, before you set up a particular committee at the ward level, they set the committee at the local government level. The disciplinary committee will now report back to the state. The state will sit on it, send it to the working committee of the state.
So there's a lot of rigor.
No, the process is very, but for anybody who is reasonable, who is responsible, for anybody who believes that they should see him as somebody that really has a conscience, should behave well when you find yourself in.
So what is the way forward out of all of this?
No, the way forward will be, I cannot preempt what is likely to happen, but what I believe is this: the governor, whether he put up particular bar or not, the primary will hold.
Direct primary here.
It will hold, and nothing can stop it.
All right.
It is the rule of the party. It is what we believe, and that the Inec even said it. Felix Okoye even said it. That the Inec recognize whatever the National Working Committee, especially the chairman and secretary of the party, says. They've given them the time, the mode, and how they will go about it.
So the APC is prepared for a direct primary?
Yes, in Edo State.
All right, I must say thank you so much to Ige Taiwo, the Director of Mobilization, APC, or you're here. And we've been looking at Inec and primaries ahead of Edo polls. I must say thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Of course, we have to move to another discussion shortly after this break. Please stay with us.